I guess it's time to leave.
Oh, but it's snowing out there.
Yeah, but I need to get home.
But it's snowing out there.
I really should go.
Oh, what's the hurry?
Say what's in this drink.
That's just some Jello.
Holidays.
This is the oddest holiday special I've ever seen.
Maybe we should turn it off.
Oh, well, where are we now, Bryce? This looks pretty stupid.
What the heck?
Come on, Bryce!
This damn TV. What is that window doing outside the holiday special?
Call customer service.
Panasonic customer service, how can I help you?
Yeah, we've got a commenter window in our living room. How do I get rid of that?
Oh, yes. Many people are calling about this. We have no idea what's going on. Have I answered all your questions in a timely manner?
Looks like we've reached customer service, Bryce. Now we can truly be everywhere.
This isn't part of the
Hello everyone and welcome to another Fowl Original with me, Fowl Original, with breaking news today. Bill Cosby sentenced to 3 to 10 years for sexual assault. As if it wasn't gonna happen. Thank you to South Park Studios there for providing the intro to today's What Have I Done Here? Looks as if I have... Oh, there we go, press that X. There we go. Thanks South Park Studios. Oh, it's good to be back. Oh, it feels good to be a gangster. It feels good to be back here on the internet. Technical issues pervaded me from doing this yesterday, but we is back. Hello, ski. Apologies for all the dropped frames that seem to be happening. Let me just go and investigate that real quick. Let's see what's going on the dashboard. And let's just quickly go to Periscope as well. Seems to be okay over there. Let's just check the periscopes. Warning on the. There's always a warning on the periscope. I've learned to forget about the warning and just to continue on with the show. And it looks as if it's working. So it's fine. Warnings mean nothing. Hello everyone, welcome to another Fowl Original, me Fowl Original. If you want to help support the channel, get the shilling out of the way real quick. If you want to help support the channel, on the day of the news that Mr. Bill Cosby has been found guilty of a sexual assault, 3 to 10 years. What am I doing? 3 to 10 years. You can go to fowloriginal.com, and if you go to fowloriginal.com, you can see this good old bird face down here. And if you go to the bird face, you can go to support the channel. And if you go to support the channel, you can go and become a Patreon. We're going to be looking at fixing that up in the next few weeks. I keep saying that, but we will. But the easiest way is to just click the old donate button. That is a one-off donation. If you'd like to give me a one-off donation, you can also make it a monthly donation, so you can go for like $5. Write me a note and say, here you go for beans. And I'll be like, thanks, mate. But you can also make it a monthly donation. Make it a monthly donation by going here, and then that will give me a monthly, and you can think of it as a subscription style service. I will be working out some tiered rewards for you guys if you want to go that route. But if not, then you can just help support the channel by sharing, liking, subscribing, all of those things as well. So, on that, seems as if I'm in the red. Yeah, getting loads of dropped frames. Let's see what's going down. So, Bill Cosby sentenced to 3 to 10 years. That's his mugshot. That's it. It's over. The dream is over. Yeah. So Mr. Bill Cosby has been sentenced to state prison for sexual assault. Now, me personally, I don't really know. I don't really know like what this means. Like, obviously, this case has been going on for some time. He was found mentally incompetent for a short while, but this news, and a judge in Pennsylvania has jailed Bill Cosby for 3 to 10 years for sexual assault. From the BBC News website. And Cosby, 81, was also categorized as a sexually violent predator, meaning he must undergo counseling for life and be listed on the sex offender registry. The actor declined to make a statement when offered the opportunity. At a retrial in April, Cosby was found guilty of 3 counts of sexual assault for drugging and molesting Andrea Constant in 2004. Cosby's request for bail pending appeal was denied. The comedian became a household name, just blah, blah, blah. It says his popularity that he was dubbed America's Dad. What did the judge say? Judge O'Neill walking towards the courtroom. This was a serious crime, Judge Stephen O'Neill was quoted as saying by CNN after pronouncing the sentence in the Montgomery County Courthouse in Norristown. Mr. Cosby, this is all circled back to you. The day has come, the time has come. He told Ms. Constant that he had heard the very clear impact the assault had on her life. How did Ms. Constant describe the effect the assault had on her? In June 2017, the former Temple University administrator described how Cosby, whom she had viewed as a mentor, had given her pills that left her frozen and unable to stop his assault. In her impact statement, as carried by the National Post, she said, "To truly understand the impact that the sexual assault has had on my life, you have to understand the person that I was before it happened. I was at the top of my game, certain that the groundwork provided by my education and athletic training would stand me in good stead whatever challenges lay ahead. After the assault, I wasn't sure what had happened, but the pain spoke volumes. The shame was overwhelming. Self-doubt and confusion kept me from turning to my family or friends as I normally did. I felt completely alone, unable to trust anyone, including myself." She wrote that she stopped eating, sleeping, and socializing. "Bill Cosby took my beautiful, healthy young spirit and crushed it," she said. "He robbed me of my health and vitality, my open nature, and my trust in myself and others." What will happen to abuser? The 3 counts on which Cosby was convicted were merged into one after agreement between the defense and prosecutors, AFP news agency reports. Psychologist Kristen Dudley testified that Cosby showed signs of a mental disorder and was likely to re-offend. Ahead of the sentence, the judge designated him a sexually violent predator, despite the defense's argument that Cosby's age and blindness meant he was not a threat. Bill Cosby recently blind, losing his sight, losing his mind, losing his freedom. Tuesday's classification means he will need to register with the state police and notify any community he lives in of his sex offender status, as well as undergo mandatory counselling for life. Neighbours, childcare centres and schools will have to be notified of his whereabouts. Cosby's wife, Camille, did not attend the sentencing. He's hidden behind a character, but it was fiction. He used his acting skills, that endearing TV personality, to win over his victims and keep them silent. Someone who has a lot of money, someone who's famous, someone who can get a lot of attention all over the world just by showing up someplace to eat shouldn't get a free pass for his crimes or be allowed to walk free. Are there other accusers? 60 women were accused Cosby of sexual misconduct, but charges have not been brought because of the statute of limitations. But Cosby does face defamation lawsuits for branding his accusers liars. That is going to be a very important one. I'm overwhelmed by the number of women who were willing to go through this process with us, telling their story of being drugged, assaulted, or raped by Bill Cosby. Lily Bernard, and former model Janice Dickinson, both Cosby accusers present at the hearing, tweeted on Tuesday, "May justice be served, #MeToo." Comedian was arrested in 2015, and a deadlock jury resulted in a mistrial in June 2017. This year's retrial occurred amid the #MeToo movement that has seen people worldwide come together to share stories of sexual harassment and assault. And there's a picture. Protesters rallied outside the courthouse. America's first Me Too conviction, and it truly, truly is. Hello there, peeps in the chat. Oh, sorry. Let me peep you guys in the chat. This is a massive story. Let's see if I can get you up in the chat here. That has really, really shook, I guess. It's Niaz. It's Niaz, isn't it? It would have to be Niaz, wouldn't it? It's gotta be Niaz. So I'll just wait for your messages to come up. But can I see back? I can't. Niaz is also watching. So yeah, Bill Cosby is now been found guilty of sexual assault. And for all the other people that he said didn't do it, they are now found. Yeah, Cosby, exactly. Cosby, that's it. It's over. There's no retrial or anything. Bill Cosby is now, unfortunately, a victim. Oh, Throg just came in my window. A victim of the Me Too movement. And may Allah bless Cosby. Come on, Niaz. But he's an 81-year-old, so quick editorial from my point, because this is the biggest story really in the news. And I had to talk about it because the sentencing is now over. But Bill Cosby was a legend. He was the friendly father and the friendly aspirational figure that a lot of Asian families really brought to the fore. It was people that said, "Oh yeah, it's really, really cool. It's Bill Cosby. You need to be like him. Look, he's a doctor." He was an aspirational figure for many, 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 many African American families, many Asian families, and unfortunately, at the time, it was, I guess, the culture of the time. And it does also, as a quick editorial, a lot of people poo-pooed what Dave Chappelle said a long, long time ago. Dave Chappelle spoke about how there was like a black mafia within the entertainment industry, and they were holding him down and telling him to do certain things. Like essentially a black version of the Illuminati, and it's quite interesting to think now that some of those things that he said were probably predilected in some kind of fact, and I'm really kind of glad that he came forward, but I'm also kind of worried for. Let's see, I've got anything downloading. I'm losing loads of the speed here. Anyway, and I feel like this is a shame. Obviously, it happened. I mean, all those women came out, and it seems as if it was a modus operandi, a motive that he particularly liked to do, which was to take women that he liked into certain areas, drug them with roofie colada, and then proceed to assault them, molest them, and I think it's really sad. It's just really sad, like more than anything else. You have to just say that for it. Like, it is one of the saddest stories of all time, and it is the American version of Jimmy Savile. That's what it is. Like, and I don't want to compare apples and oranges with apples, but it's someone really high up who you would never really believe to do it. Bill Cosby probably more of a shining beacon. This is more of and then it's not. But if a Cliff Richard or a big person of that stature was found, it just boggles the mind. But it really boggles the mind is that this is Bill Cosby. He didn't need to be doing that. He probably could have had any woman he wanted without having to rape them, and like, it's really sad. It's really sad. Like, I can't believe that I'm talking about this today. I can't believe that. I really can't. But yeah, that's today's big news story. And that's a massive news story. But anyway, on that, and I want to just spend that much time on it because yes, it is a big story. Yes, it is a big story. We will hear more about this over the coming days, I would think, as we find out how the sentence is even going to work. Because is he going to be under house arrest? He's been sentenced to go to prison, but will he actually even go to prison? Will he even make it to prison? But people are heralding this as the first #MeToo conviction. And you probably think that it's probably one of the oldest, and is. And that's really, really scary to think about. So yeah, Bill Cosby sentenced to 3 to 10 years for sexual assault today in Pennsylvania. In other news, so we got today's show. I'm going to be kind of speedy with it, really, because I really want to get as much as I can into it because I've missed a few days. So we haven't really going to have time for... but I'm gonna pull out some of what I kind of been seeing in the news. So let's whack out some of this now. Number 1, McDonald's pranksters hail dream $50,000 reward. The two friends posed in front of their poster, Christine Toledo and Yev Maravilla. So this is a story that we were talking about before, which was one of the two friends who caught the attention of millions when they pranked their local McDonald's, has told the BBC that he wants to push Asian representation further in TV and Hollywood. Yev Maravilla, 21, added that the past few weeks have felt like a dream. On the Ellen DeGeneres show last week, the men were each presented with checks for about $25,000, about £19,000 from the company, and told they would be starring in a marketing campaign. Frustrated by the lack of Asian people on marketing posters covering the restaurant, Jeff Maravilla and Christine Toledo took matters into their own hands. The pair took a photo of themselves, adding the McDonald's branding, and hung it on their bare wall in their local restaurant in Houston, Texas. The fake poster went undetected for 2 months. Jev's tweet on 7th of September revealing their stunt was quickly shared hundreds of thousands of times, and several news outlets, including the BBC, covered the story. But the question remained over how McDonald's would respond. On September 4th, they discovered their fate whilst eating at the same restaurant. I got a call from Chris Stanley at McDonald's corporate while I was eating with my friends. He told the BBC, "My first thought, I was in trouble. Far from being in trouble, they loved it. They invited them to an event at a restaurant where they signed their poster before it was removed to be auctioned for charity. Had to take it down as it had renovations. According to Jev, the walls of the renovated restaurant will have pictures of food and no people. Meeting Ellen was insane. Being on the show may have been reward enough, but generous. And McDonald's conspired to give Jev and Kristen a surprise. McDonald's loves customers like you," the TV told the pair. "They're committed to diversity, want to represent all their customers, so they're going to use you in a marketing campaign. Since you're in a campaign, they need to pay you right, so you're each getting a check for $25,000. BBC has approached McDonald's to ask for more information on the marketing, but just had no response. These fast few on Friday, I went to the bank and put the $25,000 into my savings account. I never thought I would ever see a check that big. Jeff plans to donate part of his money to a church in the Philippines. Neither he nor Kristen have had much information from McDonald's about what the marketing campaign will consist of, but he says they would love to star in a Super Bowl advert. I feel like I've made my mark with McDonald's, but I'd love to see more representation on TV and in Hollywood." In other news, Theresa May. Now this is, we got to talk about Theresa May because this is a big deal over here in the UK, Brexit. Theresa May, a general election isn't in the national interest. So Theresa May is in New York for a UN meeting, spoke to the BBC about immigration and Brexit. So Prime Minister Theresa May has said that it would not be in the national interest for a general election to take place before the UK leaves the EU in March 2019. Mrs May told journalists accompanying her to New York she was focused on delivering Brexit. The next general election is not due until 2022. At the weekend, Downing Street dismissed a newspaper report of contingency planning for a general election, and Brexit Secretary Dominic Raab said the idea was for the birds. As for the journalist, if he could promise there would not be an election before the UK leaves the EU, Mrs May replied, "What I'm doing is working to deliver a good deal in Europe in the national interest. It would not be in the national interest to have an election." Mrs May also told the BBC political correspondent Ben Wright that any MPs thinking of voting against the deal she reached with the EU should recall their duty in delivering on the 2016 referendum result and working to bring a good deal back from the EU. Members of the House of Commons, when they look at that deal and remember that we are delivering on the vote of the British people, that is what must be at the forefront. The Prime Minister also reiterated her view that having no deal in place when the UK leaves the EU on 29th of March 2019 would be better than a bad deal. She said the government was doing the right, sensible thing in issuing advice for people to prepare for a no-deal scenario. Wow. Wow. And, I mean, all I'm going to say is, wow. So Theresa May is happy to do the Brexit thing and then just leave us out there in the wilderness. So that's it, folks. That's it. The dream is over. Europe is over. We are all over. Over Europe, that is. Because Theresa May, for some reason, says that even though this is at like a pivotal point where a Labour decision would be slightly different to a Conservative decision, oh, no. It's fine. We don't need to leave the EU with a deal whatsoever. We can leave with no deal. It's better than a bad deal. I mean, a bad deal for the short term would probably be better than no deal, because what happens on the 29th of March 2019? What happened? What happens? And that is something that is very scary to a lot of people, including me. I'm very happy that I'm in gainful employment right now. Very happy, because the next few months could be really, well, the next few months and the next 6 months to a year could be a very, very scary time. Anyway, in other news, Gwyneth Paltrow brings Goop to the UK. Now, some of you may be saying, Goop? What is Goop? Oh, let me tell you what Goop is. The controversial lifestyle brand founded by Oscar-winning actress Gwyneth Paltrow has opened its first UK store. And Goop's pop-up store in Notting Hill, West London, opens on Tuesday until late January. Its online store is also available to European customers for the first time in its 10-year history. Goop has been criticised by doctors and scientists who allege that it uses pseudoscience to peddle products. What is Goop? Goop began in September 2008 as a newsletter produced by Paltrow for her friends. It has since grown into a lifestyle and beauty business, reportedly worth £190 million, $250 million, with a website, online store, pop-up shops, a magazine, and a series of so-called wellness summits. The website has content on beauty, food, fashion, and travel, and sells a range of health-related products, along with makeup, jewelry, clothing, bags, and even sex toys. Paltrow is part of a long list of celebrities with business in health, fitness, and fashion, including actress Jessica Alba's Honest Beauty and Beyonce's 22 Days Nutrition. Have there been controversies? Well, there bloody have been. Gwyneth Paltrow has increasingly come under scrutiny from scientists and doctors who say she uses pseudoscience to sell products. Following a lawsuit earlier this year, the website was forced to pay $145,000, $112,000 for making unscientific claims about vaginal eggs. Goop claimed the eggs, which are made from jade and rose quartz and can be inserted into the vagina, could balance hormones and regulate menstrual cycles. They were just gems. The company said it had not received any complaints about those claims. Yeah, because they're like really vague claims. It is important to hold companies accountable for unsubstantiated claims, especially when the claims have the potential to affect women's health, said Tony Rakakis, the Orange County District Attorney, who led the legal action. And Goop has also attracted controversy for promoting coffee enema machines and for recommending women steam clean their vaginas to rebalance hormones and clean their uteruses. Fantastic. Recently, Paltrow revealed that plans to create a magazine in partnership with Condé Nast fell apart after the publisher insisted on fact-checking Goop articles. The magazine closed after 2 issues were published online. Well, that's amazing. They're a company that's really in transition and do things in a very old-school way, she told the New York Times. We realised we could just do a better job of it ourselves in-house. Goop has since hired a lawyer to vet all claims on its website and recruited an editor from Condé Nast to run its magazine. Will the new store boost Goop? While some retailers are finding trading difficult, Goop joins other online businesses such as Amazon in opening bricks and mortar stores. A lot of online retailers will do this more and more because rather than have a permanent physical store open just the once, a pop-up becomes an event, says retail expert Claire Bailey. It's a great way to acquire customers who wouldn't buy from an online store but want to see products and have a chat about them, and to build customer loyalty. What is the London store like? Shoppers are greeted by a series of olive trees, some of them many flowers, trees and herbs nestled around the shops. It's amazing. Goop designed the California-inspired store with London-based interior designer Fran Hickman. Its minimalist white walls, wooden set pieces, potted plants and pastel hues lend a sense of calm. Yeah, right while you have your eggs. Walk around and you'll spot racks of clothing, jewellery and books on health and well-being written by owner Gwyneth Paltrow. There's also a range of homewares on offer, as well as an array of health and beauty products, including Goop's own skincare range, which it says are made from organic ingredients. Yeah. Now, amazing. Let's just bring it. Amazing. So I wanted to talk about that story really briefly because it just goes to show that an influencer in the old days was someone who just did a lifestyle brand. Gwyneth Paltrow has taken this to the next logical level, and then, which is to just say that Goop, put this egg up your vagine and it will make it clean. Steam clean your vagine and it will also clean everything outside there. No, please don't do that. You're going to burn something. Steam cleaning! I'm kind of intrigued now to do this. So this is the Goop website. So as you can see, GP's uniform 10 years later. Now this is the website mail call. No, thank you, Ms. Paltrow. Goop is GDPR compliant. Well, that's always good. Now let's have a little look at their website. We're so chuffed. Goop's finally shipping around across the pond. We've got here we go. Let's just look at some of the stuff. Here's a pair of pants from there. Pants are trousers in the UK and the US, but their underwear's here. £470. 400, and they're just popping up. 400. Who has £470 to spend on trousers? I mean, I went to Asda earlier on. £1,230 for a military coat. I mean, this James's military coat, £1,000? £1,000 is 1,230 quid for this military coat. And let's go to wellness though. Oh, can this lozenge curb your sugar cravings? Let's find out. Supported supported by science. There's sound science for the value of this concept and the promise of more evidence to come soon that may prove its impact. This is supported by science. A Q&A with Eric Stees, PhD. Why do we get sugar cravings? Many studies show that when we first taste a blah, 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 blah. After the conditioning process, mere exposure to these cues, including a single taste sweet food activates the brain's reward regions that increase the desire to consume these foods, often in the absence of biological hunger. So, fatties like me. Is there any science behind having a sweet tooth? Are certain people more likely to have sugar cravings? So this is just a general talk about like sugar. So how does sweet defeat work? Sweet defeat contains gymnemic acids extracted from the woody vine Gymnamia sylvestra, which suppresses the taste of sweeteners from sugars and sugar substitutes. Because the structure of gymnamic acid molecules is similar to that of glucose molecules, gymnamia binds to sweet taste receptors on the tongue, blocking the taste of sugar molecules and preventing the firing of the chordae timnani nerve, which relays taste signaling to the brain. Sweet defense reduces sugar cravings driven by the taste of food or beverages containing all sweeteners, natural sugar, added sugar, or artificial sweetenings. Amazing. Have they been studied? We created a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled experiment with 67 adult participants on the effects of using sweet defeat gymnamic acid lozenges. We found that participants who took a placebo versus a sweet defeat lozenge were 430% more likely to eat candy immediately after. Those who had a sweet defeat reduced their total candy intake by 44%. Over 100% of people who didn't take the sweet defeat lozenge, 4 times 100%, 430%. 430%. That's not science. This is goop, everyone. What's the ideal way to use sweet defeat? You have to take it regularly. I recommend eating 3 healthy meals a day and taking sweet defeat at times you might get the. So basically, like eat an apple. Yeah. Isn't one of her kids called Apple? What are the other ingredients? The ingredients are zinc, mint, sorbitol, and spirulina. Zinc works synergistically with the gymnamic acids. Mint and sorbitol are common ingredients in gum and breath mints, and they're included for flavour. Spirulina is used for its natural blue colour. It's an algae-based superfood you may recognise from green juice and smoothie. Bloody hell. And then, so this is science, yeah. Don't blame the show. Look at some of this stuff, yeah. Now, let's go back to wellness, and I guess let's go to sexual health. It's a family show. It's a Christian show, this is. It's a family show. What is Tantra? Let's talk about everything you've ever wondered about, but wanted to be too shy about, is in the sex issue. Finding the pleasure in your body. Oh, they've even got, like, luckily they've saved this for YouTube, herbs and supplements for PMS. Clean, we go, here's one. Clean, non-toxic, and brilliantly designed tampons. I was at Asda today, and I saw a mother buying some with her child. And I remember the child being really, really embarrassed about it. I was a bit like, yo, mum, your mum's hot. Now, there they are there. Organic cotton, 32 count. Clean, non-toxic, and brilliantly designed tampons. Just as many of us have switched our diets, home cleaning, and beauty routines to be as organic, transparently labelled, and free of known toxins as possible, we've made the same move in feminine care. She organic tampons. Goop, $8. Actually, that's not too bad yet. $8 for 32 of those. I mean, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but that's pretty cheap. And because feminine care products are classified as medical devices, manufacturers are not required to disclose what's in their products. But we have to admit, we first tried it, we were utterly dazzled by the visuals. It's a white box. The palm frond printed box is so pretty. We feel not just comfortable adding it to the bathroom shelf landscape decor, but thrilled. Tampons, mate. The organic cotton tampons inside also have to be sleek, super easy to use, and surefire even during heavy cycles. I mean, I guess, I don't know what that means. Is that like the scene from The Shining? They're organic, biodegradable, and BPA, and fragrance-free. Oh, good. With full label transparency. All critical benchmarks for anyone looking to go clean with their feminine kit. So I just wanted to show you these things because that's goop. That's goop for you. And I figured it would be nice to talk about ladies' issues every now and then on the show. This is a family show. This is a Christian show, but sometimes it's good to just talk about ladies, because they're people too. And I apologize for the stream tonight as well. It is going a bit crazy. It just seems to be not really streaming that well. Anyway, let's move on to something that is totally worth your time. Let's go to fowloriginal.com. Totally worth your time. Let's go to fowloriginal.com, and then you can help support me. I'm a pop-up shop. You can go support the channel via Patreon and go to streamlabs.com, or you can go to the donate button. Easiest way to do this thing. You go to the donate button and it will take you to, oh, I've literally not even shown you. It will take you the donate button. Click the donate button, it'll take you to this page, and then you can give me like $5 if you wanted. Make it a monthly donation. You can also write a note and send me a message. I'll be all like, hey man, I just gave you some money, shout me out. And I'll be like, yeah mate, whatevs. Awesome, thank you very much. Just open another window. Now I have 2 windows. Close that window. And let's switch this back over. Anyway, tonight's show has been a bit brief. And as I said, I will be doing a much longer show tomorrow. And potentially it will be on Thursday. I'll be racking some more stuff in. Obviously, I'll be doing Metro moments at this point. I do have a copy of the Metro, but I have lots of things to do this week. I've got a lot of plates spinning this week. If you want to check out some of the other stuff I'm doing as well, you can go into my Instagram. I'll be playing the guitar on my Instagram. Yeah, you'll be checking out the guitar. And also weekly wrestling recap we'll be having tomorrow with recaps of Raw and SmackDown and just general wrestling chat. Been a bit bereft of my duties recently, and I wanted to make sure that I did this stream tonight, whatever happened with the actual streaming. So as I said, we had some technology issues, but we are trying to fix them. So, on that note, this has been a Fowl Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Join me for more things in the coming weeks. Thank you very much. And like, share, subscribe, and check out my Twitter at Fowl Original, at Fowl_original even. If you check that out, there's loads of stuff happening there, and I'll let you know all the things. But obviously, this is Fowl Original's Newsround, and I can't just leave you there with nothing. So let's leave you with something. Can't leave you with nothing, so let's leave you with something. So this is a little known TV show that you may or may not know. I said little known, so you probably don't know, but it's fine if you don't know. It's okay, don't you worry about it. But this is called here we go. You probably will know it actually. And I wanted to leave it on. Oh my god, I just started searching for it, and I saw things that I don't want to see. 1 second. There we go. Now I want to leave you with this because this was one of my favorite shows of all time. So I'm probably going to get a copyright claim for this, but you know what? Yeah, screw y'all, because it don't matter. And I love this show. So let's end it with this. Bit of a shorter show than usual, but you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, because it looks like the stream is dying.
Fire Froggy
So,
or
I'd
a
like to say
skeleton
thank you very much
doggy.
to everyone
If
who
you
has
want to
joined
release a
me
beer
this
mouse or a
evening.
yeti for your
Join
beer
me
house,
on
you
Periscope
crave a
all the
Frankenstein
time.
or a
I do
creature
Periscope
from
all
the
the time.
deep
I'm checking,
well.
doing a lot of stuff on my
There's a
Instagram
place where
recently,
you can
like
go,
gaming.
you
I
know,
went to
where
GMT
all the
UK
crawly
Time
creepies
to
are
get more
shown.
channel. I was going to plot some of that in Newsround, but just didn't really work out for me tonight. So, on that note, this has been Fowl Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Join me tomorrow at 10:30 PM. Also 8 PM for Weekly Wrestling Recap at 10:30 PM for Newsround. This has been Fowl Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.
Welcome to the trans